Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, in another market update, or market open update, I want to talk about, of course, what everyone is talking about this morning, Russia, Ukraine tensions, and they are escalating. It does seem like there's more developments with what's going on, and it's definitely scaring the market. U.S. markets are about to open in red shortly in about 10 minutes. Crypto market is already reacting. So let's take a look at what's going on today between Russia and Ukraine. Also look at some of the economic data that just came out this morning and some earnings. Actually, they're spectacular earnings, but those companies are now in the red because of what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. So let's get started. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media, and check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So right now, U.S. market is red. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, pretty red right now, though it's just still less than 1%. Less than 1%, but some of the companies that reported really good earnings are in the red too, because right now no one seems to care about earnings. Everyone seems to be caring about Ukraine and Russia, and we do have more developments that have come out recently. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, unfortunately Bitcoin lost all of its gains from the last few days, now back down to 42.1. So unfortunately the 44s that Bitcoin was forming a base with is gone. All right, so what is the latest development? Well, we know that there's a lot of disputes on the troops being added and withdrawn from the border, right? Just yesterday, the day before yesterday, it was reported that Russia was removing some of its troops from the border. And then yesterday, U.S. says, well, no. In fact, they didn't remove any troops. That Russia actually added more troops to the border. So, and there's a lot of satellite data. And in fact, previously, it was estimated there was about 100,000 Russians right at the border. Now it's estimated to have, there's like 150,000 troops. And what came out yesterday or today from Ukraine is that Ukraine is actually saying that there are pro-Russian rebels that's attacking the villages along the border. So things seems to be escalating. The tensions seem to be running very high right now, right? And again, there's still both sides. There's two sides to this. So the West is NATO, UK, Germany, the US, right? Still believes that invasion is right around the corner. And if it comes, Ukraine will be taken over within a matter of hours. There will be nothing that anyone could do about it, right? And all the troops and all the satellite images showing the military buildup is real. But you have the other side that's claiming, well, Russia has always left troops there at the border because Kiev and Moscow are so close to the border, and that's why they're so afraid of Ukraine becoming a NATO nation, because that would put them in the crosshairs of NATO, and they're very uncomfortable with that. They really do not want Ukraine to join NATO. So there's still both sides to this story, right? But it does look like tension is escalating, and this is causing a lot of people very uncomfortable, especially traders. So that is why you're seeing the market sell-off right now, right? And you're definitely seeing an effect on Bitcoin and the entire crypto market, because something like this is never good. And I've been hearing about people on TV, hearing people ask about, well, why is this really causing the market to come down, right? Even if this happens, first of all, why is the U.S. involved? And second of all, why would this cause the markets to go down? Well, it comes down to speculation, right? Like everyone's speculating what Chair Powell's go do with the interest rates and stuff like that. There's a lot of speculation about if this happens, the sanctions that happen, the geopolitical nature of things changes, right, between U.S., Russia, and also talks about China and talks about other things that may happen that may affect Europe in general. And there's a lot of speculation about how it's just not going to be good overall, right? That is why this is having an effect on the market. And the latest news is that if this was to happen, the date would be probably the 21st because that is when the Olympics end in China. So bottom line is there's 3 more days, and many people think if this invasion was going to happen, it would be at the end of the Olympics. And this would be timed perfectly correlated with that ending ceremony because Russia and China is starting to get really, really close to each other, right? That's why there's also talks about sanctions. If this happens, is there going to be sanctions on China too because of it? There's just a lot of talks right now. It's a weird and messy situation. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. Just yesterday, I thought, things are getting better. We're getting past this. No, we're not. We're not. So this is what's happening this morning. The biggest talk, and it definitely is affecting the market. So wanted to start out with this, okay? There are other things that came out today, but they just seem less relevant and they're not impactful. So, for example, you have some earnings that came out. Walmart released their earnings pre-open, and they did pretty good. They gave upbeat earnings, right? Forecasting pretty good, increasing their dividends, yet they're coming down. What's of a bigger conundrum or bigger head scratcher is both Cisco and Nvidia, especially Nvidia, reported spectacular earnings. Top end, bottom end, revenue, profit, forecasting, whatever you can measure. Awesome. And they are down in the pre-market right now. So it kind of shows you that right now, Wall Street traders, they don't care. They don't care how good of a company is or how good their earnings is or how good their forecast is. Everyone's afraid short term right now. This is the problem with traders, not investors. Traders always, look out for basically what's going to happen short term, right? That's why they're making panic moves as tensions increase, right? But long-term investors see this as, of course, a buying opportunity, just like with crypto, right? You see crypto selling off pretty heavily today. So as an investor, you see opportunities. You see golden buying opportunities, right? And I do believe that. But traders, on the other hand, they are just, they're very reactionary. So that's why we're seeing some massive or panic selling at this point. So earnings actually came out really, really good. Really good, in fact. So this should be good for these individual companies and for, the sector, but not right now. Not right now. So that's the unfortunate thing. What else is there? Well, a couple other things. I was going to get to this first. The U.S. jobless claim jumped only 23,000 to 248,000. So this overall is positive. Basically shows that U.S. labor force is still doing okay. If this number jumps significantly versus last month, then people will be worried. But right now, there is this notion that, the job force or labor force will improve and continue to be strong as we, head into the latter half of this year. So this also came out. No one really paid attention that much. But it's all about this Russia-Ukraine situation right now. It's really just driving the market. All right, what else is there? I did see this. I've been complaining about cars, right? And how hard it is to buy a car without paying over MSRP. Well, this proves it. This proves it. Opening bell. I gotta ring my bell. Oh shoot. Battery's low. But you get my point. There's an opening bell right here. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, U.S. market opens still very red. Dow opens with negative 230. NASDAQ down 120 right now. And obviously Bitcoin is down about 1,700 points, unfortunately. Going back to what I was going to say about cars, and it's kind of amazing. Just like recently, there was some numbers released about mortgages, right? Average mortgage is $450,000 now in the U.S., at least the new mortgage loans. So the average now $450,000, and according to this, cars also like $45,000 is the average for a car now, and a car loan, which is way higher than I expected. Way higher than I expected. But 82% of consumers are now willing to pay above MSRP for a new car because there's just no option. There's no option. If you go get a new car, it doesn't matter what you're getting, from a Honda Civic to a Toyota RAV4 to a Kia Telluride to a BMW X5, everything is being marked up. That's just the nature of things, right? And unfortunately, that's going to continue until supply chain improves. And this chip shortage doesn't seem to be getting any better. I don't know when it's going to get better, but unfortunately, that's the thing. But if you're trying to sell a car, it's fantastic. But if you're trying to buy a car, it sucks. Just like if you're trying to sell a house, it's fantastic right now. Buying a house, it sucks. Anything selling right now is good. Buying kind of sucks. And if you can hold, then you should. Also, I saw this. The Department of Education is going to cancel $450 million in student loan debt. This is the first time I've ever seen where student loan debt was being canceled. Student loan, most of you guys know, is the only form of loan or debt that won't go away even if you claim bankruptcy. It stays with you for life for some reason, which is really bizarre. Every other kind of debt can be canceled with basically bankruptcy, except student loans. But anyways, according to this, I guess DeVry tricked a lot of students, basically claiming between 2008 and 2015, DeVry advertised that students would have, or their students had a 90% job placement rate after graduation, when in fact, the placement rate was only 58%. So they basically lied, attracted a lot of students, and basically they were caught. And now they agreed to a $100 million settlement, but it seems like there's many other schools that have done the same thing. So now there will be $450 million in student debt loans erased, canceled. First I've ever seen this, ever. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right, a couple other things. I saw this. Basically, this breaks down it categorizes people in terms of how many actually, the percentage of within that group, I should say, own crypto or Bitcoin, right? So millennials with income over 100,000 is the highest group, 61%. Millennial men, 50%. Millennial women, only 20%. So obviously, crypto, there are a lot more men in this space than women. And then what's other notable? Even millennials between 50 to 100K, 43%. Urban millennials is higher than rural millennials, 47% versus 25%. And overall, all U.S. adults, about 20%. That seems pretty high to me. I have a hard time believing that 20% of all U.S. adults own some kind of cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. That seems very high to me. But, again, this is a small sample size, but just want to throw that out there. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. Overall, today is not a good day for Bitcoin and crypto, not a good day for stocks either. But there are definitely a lot of opportunities out there. A lot of opportunities. We just have to see where this goes, okay? Where this situation goes. Is there going to be an invasion or not? Maybe Ukraine, maybe the president of Ukraine needs to call Russia and say, hey, we're not going to go, we're not going to become a NATO nation. I think that's what Russia really cares about, whether or not Ukraine becomes a NATO nation. Maybe something like that needs to happen. I don't know. I don't know what's going to come of it. Eduardo, got my strap on NFT today. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for your support and enjoy that NFT. All right. Yeah, people said I didn't DCA yesterday. I totally forgot. I will do so tonight. All right. I guess let's do some Q&A. Whenever the market is down, a lot of scared people out there. I'm reading the comments. I'm not even going to go through some of them, but a lot of scared people trying to attack, trying to troll, trying to spread FUD, and unfortunately that's the case. But yes, it's a sticky situation right now, right? Whether or not you believe this is real or fake, this reminds me a lot of a movie I just saw on Netflix with Leonardo DiCaprio. I think Look Up in the Air or something like that. It's about a meteor that's about to hit the Earth. And somehow it was made into a political event. So that you had half the people that didn't believe, half the people that believed, and two sides fought it out until the meteor came and everyone could see in the sky, and then everyone on Earth died. So it's like that movie hit a lot of points really accurately, right? It's like whatever issue there is going on right now, you have one side and then you have the other side, and people are blaming political views based on those sides, and it's unfortunate. That's how it is now these days. Like you can't even talk about anything without really being labeled, oh, you're this side or that side. But it is happening regardless. It is definitely affecting the market. Right? People that say, oh, don't talk about it. Well, this is definitely affecting the market. If you don't think that this tension is affecting the market, then you're not really paying attention, right? So this is definitely having an effect on the market. This, along with the Fed, right, and what they're going to do with the rates, that's definitely having an effect on the market too. So we do have to pay attention to these things. Otherwise, you're just going to be living in the dark and just hoping or wishing things happen, right? So I think the more we educate ourselves on stuff like this, the better we off. But obviously, going back to the nature of trading versus investing, right? There are a lot of traders. There are a lot of traders out there that are making irrational moves or what they think is rational move in preparation for what may come. So a lot of them are just trying to prepare for what's to come. But long-term investors are taking a look at something like this and say, well, this will pass, right? And this is good for Bitcoin, but good for a lot of crypto out there, right? I've been making that argument. So there are opportunities. There's many opportunities, right? And when it comes to opportunities, you want to take advantage of opportunities when they're great, when things are low. You don't want to take advantage of opportunities when things are peaking and really high, right? So look at it that way. Look at it that way. All right. Let's see. G Miner is asking about Phantom lagging behind the rest of the market lately. It's a smaller cap project. That's why. It's a smaller cap project, so it tends to move or recover slower than the big caps. That's always the case. Do you have any other assets besides crypto? Yes, but very, very little. They're insignificant compared to my crypto holdings. So, we should have a We're All George party in the metaverse. No, that got really awkward when I went inside Decentraland and actually tried to play it. Had like 100 dudes follow me around. It was very, very awkward. Guns and crypto. What are the chances Russia pushes further west in Ukraine? They have 100% forces to reach. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Because then they invade upon NATO nations, and then that will bring on full-on war. Right now, invading Ukraine is not going to bring on full-on war. It's going to bring on sanctions. But if they attack, let's say Germany, which, that's going to lead to all-out war. So that's not going to happen. It's good that I did not DCA yesterday. Well, that's good because I will DCA today. So it's a better day to DCA. So in terms of DCA, just so you guys know, there's two ways to do it. You could either just set a schedule every Monday, every Friday, every time I get a paycheck, whatever, you DCA. And regardless of the price, you just keep dollar cost averaging over long haul. Or you can do it by percentages, right? If things are down 10%, 20%, that's a whatever the schedule you want to set, then you could DCA too, right? Just make sure you do it consistently and over long haul. If you're trying to do it here, there, here, or really quickly, you could run out of money really quick, and that's not what you want. You want to do it, make sure it's sustainable for a long haul. James says longing LTC on 100x leverage. That's a sure way to get wrecked. So I highly advise against that. Hi, George from London. Welcome. What if they're trying to take Ukraine to get access to BTC? They already have access to BTC. They're inviting the miners to come. So I'm pretty sure Putin and others within Russia, I'm sure they have a lot of Bitcoin already. Atma, the negative news is always before market opens. Well, you got to realize a lot of this stuff happened, during the night when it's morning for them. It's just that there's no reporters up to cover it. So I get what you're saying. It seems like all this news just comes out right before market opens. But keep in mind, a lot of it is because the reporters that are reporting on this, they're asleep at night and they're not writing at night. So they get up and write in the morning. So a lot of it has to do with that. And I know I can speak to that because I do have a lot of writers on my team too. And scheduling is always an issue because everyone seems to want to write at their own leisure, right after, at certain times when it's convenient for them. But when there's breaking news, sometimes there's not enough people to cover it. Love your content from Bali. Welcome. Kobe says this is all BS. You're watching a movie, even if it is. Okay, here's the reality of it. Like I said, there's always going to be two sides, and there's one side that thinks this is all irrelevant and nonsense, and no one's invading anyone. Okay, that may be the case. But what can't be disputed is the fact that the markets are reacting to it. Even if this is all fake, the markets are reacting to it. So you can't just say, okay, this is all BS, I'm just going to ignore it. Well, then you're just missing a big piece of the picture, right? The markets are reacting to it. Ultimately, what you need to decide is, what are you going to do about it? When things are red, when things are down, are you going to take advantage? There's plenty of opportunities out there. Are you going to take advantage, or are you just go sit idle and do nothing and pretend like nothing's happening. You could do that, but then you'll be missing a lot of golden opportunities, right? So that's the thing. There may be a lot of people that think, oh, this is all fake. This is nonsense. No one's evading anyone. U.S. is making it up, whatever. But it's definitely having an effect, so you should pay attention, right? Regardless, at least know that this is going on. This is having an effect on the market. And then ultimately decide what you go do about it. Are you go exit a market? Or you go build up cash and take advantage of the dips or DCA, right? Which I think is the best way to do it. Or you just, sit at your home and pretend like none of this is happening. I don't know. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Overall today, Ukraine, Russia, U.S. tension escalate. Ukraine accuses rebels from Russian side of attacking villages near border, and there's shooting across the border, and there's a lot of stuff that's being thrown out there, right? Obviously, there's a lot of fear over this. The U.S. markets are ignoring good earnings, ignoring some Fed data, and basically, this is what's happening. U.S. markets is down. Tech is being sold off once again. Even like someone at NVIDIA that reported spectacular earnings being sold off, and of course, Bitcoin is being sold off too because of it. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see where this leads us, right? And I have more to share about Bitcoin and crypto in my next stream at 11:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you smash it a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you could tune in a few hours. So take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.